Hello, welcome, my fellow operatives. My name is Taft Taylor, and this is the Nemesis Sessions. And today, my guest really doesn't need that much of an introduction. I don't do the special introductions, but nonetheless, it is the resident rock star himself, Mr. Shawn Jovi. And Shawn, welcome to the Nemesis Sessions. How are you today, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being on here.
Great, awesome. I'm glad that you're here. We talked with some of your fellow colleagues over the past couple of weeks, Mr. Nicholas Crenson and the Rage Man himself, Mr. Kraven Rage. He calls himself the ruler of the yard, and we get the thumbs down. I'd like to know because it's just awesome to know. We want to know what's the history right there. Why the thumbs down? Let's go ahead and start with that. First.
So, when WC first started, there was the four founders or whatever, and the two that didn't get along right away were obviously Kraven Rage and myself, Shawn Jovi. When WC first started, it was like my anniversary weekend for wrestling. I was celebrating it by returning to the yard and having the triumphant return stuff. But Kraven wanted to ruin that. He wanted the spotlight.
That son of a
And
biscuit.
right, he just and that's what he's been notorious for ever since. Anytime I get the spotlight, he wants to rip it away. He wants to be the sole spotlight of WCE. And that's kind of his purpose. But unfortunately for Craven, he doesn't get to decide who's the face of WC. The people do.
Ooh.
And the people, based on last year's little polls, say I'm the face of WC. And I think Craven can't handle that. Him and I have a rematch coming up in a couple weeks for the interstate title that he stole from me at IMS King of the Center, and I'm looking to
How,
destroy him.
how does that make you feel knowing that he interfered in your match and he stole that title from you?
Devastating, dude. Like I said, it was almost heartbreaking. Like I've defeated three men in a tournament to win this crown,
You're right.
and then you see this guy with a made up contract, looked like it was on loose leaf paper, attached to a clipboard. Like silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's got a title shot." And all of a sudden, next thing you know, he hits me with his finisher, and he stole the belt from me.
Damn, that's just
After beating three men in one night, he decided to take his time and cash in on me.
wow. So he took the coward's way out, huh?
Sure did.
Dang, man. Well, let's rewind back in time before we get more into that rivalry that seems to be brewing up over there in WCE. You are known as the resident rock star, Shawn Jovi, especially in the backyard world, at least. And I know a thing or two about the backyard world, but this isn't about me. My fans and the people that are here watching this, because they're all fans of professional wrestling, backyard wrestling, indie wrestling, it doesn't matter. I always like to give the floor to my guest and give the people, because now you're on a platform. I know I don't want it to sound like nothing big or nothing, but there's 40,000 subscribers on this channel, and this is your opportunity to let these people know who will eventually maybe come across this video and watch this. Who is the resident rock star Shawn Jovi, and when did you start your career?
So originally, I started as weird as it is with the experience curve I have. 2006.
Okay.
Yep, I was in high school. My buddy had a little trampoline gig going, and I
I
decided
know
to
all about
try
that.
it out. Oh yeah, trampoline wrestling,
Hell
where
yeah.
where it begins for most people.
Yes. If you don't start in the trampoline at least, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, right. So from like 16 to like 19, I did that. I ran my own Fed RCW, Ronis Championship Wrestling, and yeah, after 19, we started with a base. I found out what those were, like the little mattress deals with the padding and the tarp and all that shit. Yeah, it was fun, but like I never got to really experience much until I started traveling out of state.
Really?
Yep.
Really? So what was that like?
So I don't know what you know about like GBYWN, but there was an internet forum in the late 2000s titled just that. It was basically social networking, but it was a forum for backyard wrestlers to gather, promote their stuff, their YouTubes, their socials. They planned super shows there, like one fed I was very familiar with, Indiana Championship Wrestling. They did a few, and I went to those shows, and they were a lot of fun, even though I had no idea what I was really doing at that time.
Right.
I learned a lot. Like my first big match was a TLC match with this kid Chris Castle.
Okay. Now, was this in a ring, an actual ring, or was it on the ground?
It was the base.
Okay. It was the base.
Yeah, it
Gotcha.
was the base, and we didn't really have anything to hang a belt from or anything because it was for ownership of ICW.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but it was nuts. Like, so this guy, this is, I call it my initiation to backyard wrestling because this was probably one of the most brutal things I've been through. Guy gave me a super kick. Wow, pow. Dude, I left a shoe print on my face for like 2 days. He
Oh
got me
man.
good. Yeah, it was the stiffest super kick I've ever felt in my life. Um,
Dang.
we pretty much like kill each other, but this guy almost like goddamn killed himself. He drew went up to this tree. I'm guessing he was damn near 15, 20 feet in the air, and he does like a swanton off of it. Me and a bunch of people are up there to catch him because I didn't feel comfortable catching him, and he
Yeah.
wanted to do the spot. So I told him, "Well, have some random catches in there."
Yeah.
But the match was pretty crazy. You can find it on my YouTube. I reference it a lot.
Would that be considered one of your favorite matches in your career?
It's the one that got me wanting to continue
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
explore out of state options. So yes, I would consider it a personal favorite in my heart.
Now, are you locally like in Wisconsin, or where's your home state?
Yep, I am in Wisconsin, deep here, just outside of Green Bay,
Okay, gotcha. And the first state that you traveled out of to go wrestle in was what?
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay,
Yep,
interesting. And that where the IMF boys are at, right? Or is it Iowa?
they're in
No,
Iowa.
okay, Iowa. That's right. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay. Well, good deal. And so, I mean, we go a little bit further in, and this main company, what was it? RC, what was it?
RCW.
RCW, and you're the founder of it. Is it
Yep.
still exist today, or is it
It's been under for quite a while, but the belt still exists.
the belt still exists? Okay, so does
Yep,
it
I've
just
been
float?
running. Yeah, basically, it's been floating around. It went from my buddy Darkfire, who was an RCW original. He lost it to Freddie Daniels in IMF, and he's holding it now.
Yeah. I saw those matches and stuff, and that was this little rivalry going on with Mr. Freddie Daniels. I like to, when I trash talk him, I'm calling him Jeff Daniels. But I see his little Fonzie thing he's got going on, like he's some badass
Yeah,
from New York, which
yeah,
is
he
very
thinks
funny.
he's a greaser.
Yeah,
Thinks,
definitely interesting to see that. It'd be a interesting tale of events to see you and him have a one-on-one match in a hardcore fashion. That would be interesting.
it would be interesting. Hell, I can't even see him doing the gimmick. I mean, hell, the kid's like half my age. I don't know how he can pull off a '50s gimmick when he has no ideas what the '50s even are.
All right. He probably needs to be watching some Happy Days so he can get some damn studying
Happy
in,
days, yeah, definitely happy days.
or watch Grease. Who
Yep,
knows, right?
Grease. That's where I figured he got the gimmick from in the first place.
I was getting the vibe from Happy Days, but like in a more, I don't know, vulgar type way. Even though it just, I don't know. But I mean,
Yeah,
he seems to be going with it. But he almost even fits the part. I dare say, because
he does.
he's skinny. He's a little toothpick. They were all like that back then. I think the only thing
Yeah,
he's missing is the cigarette, unless I've missed some segments where he has a cigarette in his mouth.
nah, even a
But
toothpick would work for him.
even a toothpick, yes, the little young punk toothpick. But anyways, that's definitely interesting. Now, talk to us actually about WCE. When did WCE start, at least for you? And what was that like stepping into a real wrestling ring? I don't know if that was your first time stepping into a real
No,
wrestling ring.
no, I've had experiences before. That Indiana company I told you about eventually had a ring
Okay.
in the future, but no, WC started in 2021. Me and a few others, we were trying to buy this ring off a guy for years, but we could never find an investor or anybody to help us transport it or a place to have it. And then we found a guy.
Found the
And
guy. Okay.
yeah, we
Okay.
found a guy willing to host and do all that fun stuff. So we're like, all right, so we have our investor and we purchased this ring for $500.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
was it was heavily used. We had to replace probably about half the ring already. My like in terms of like the boards and the padding and stuff. We
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
replaced about half of it already, but yeah, it was kind of magical. I didn't. even imagine wrestling again at that point. When I started Jovi's vlog earlier that year, I actually wasn't even wrestling at all.
Really interesting.
I was doing it for a YouTube filler thing to do because I couldn't think of anything else to put on YouTube.
Well, then there you go.
And
I
then
mean,
it kind
hey,
of just escalated into WC and went to IMF, and now we're here.
yeah, and I've seen the Jovi's vlog stuff, and I get the idea that you're when you do the Jovi's vlog, like Jovi's vlog has got it going on. The song is kind of like you got that from that one song. I forget the
Stacy's
name of it.
mom.
Yeah, Stacy's mom has got it
I
going
just
on.
like
So
the little beat to it, and I'm like, I
yeah,
could easily parody the crap out of that.
hey, and if anything, it works out for you. So tell me
It does.
what brought on Jovi's vlog? What was the? It was just because you had no other idea what to do, and then it ended up just
Yeah,
catching on, and what?
yeah. So when WC started, it found like a new purpose. Before I was doing like mini skits and like goofy gimmick stuff, and it wasn't really going anywhere.
Yeah,
And I was about to give it up, but WC, the opportunity came knocking, and I incorporated WC and wrestling in general into the vlogs. I use it to tell the stories. WC only meets once a month,
yeah,
so I sometimes use it to tell stories or put people's promos in that don't get a platform to do it in otherwise. I try and give people something to do when they don't have anything to do.
yeah. Interesting. So I mean, hey, if anything, it's a good way like to track your career, what's going on back behind the stage, behind the
Yeah,
curtain
it's
type
like
thing.
think of it as like being the elite like the Young Bucks have or Sammy Guevara's vlog or any of those.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is like
And it
in a
seems to be
sense.
catching on because some people like to see stuff like that. Not only what's
Yeah.
going on in the ring and the characters and stuff, but what's going on backstage. What's going
Oh
on behind
yeah.
that curtain and everything. And that
Oh yeah. And
that's the vibe.
it's always a chill vibe when you're around me. So
Well,
at least
there
I
you go.
try to keep it that way.
Well, that's really a good thing. Let's talk about your very first time stepping into a real professional wrestling ring, whether it was a 16 by 16, 18 by 18, 20 by 20, whatever it was. Your first
Right.
time stepping into it and being on film. What were the nerves like? Did you have the butterflies before you went out there? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
Oh, I
Talk
was
to us
scared.
about that process and what kind of match it was.
For my first live crowd one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I was scared shitless.
Yeah, sure.
Like for a guy who's used to wrestling without a crowd and just a camera and recording for the internet, going out there in front of like what was 200 people, I think was the first show.
Yeah.
They sold out that bar really freaking quick.
And when
But
was this?
this was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa
Okay, so when
for
you went to
IMF.
IMF, yeah.
Yep, IMF
Okay.
was my first live crowd.
Right. And how was that?
It was, like I said, it was different. It was nerve wracking, like sitting backstage, just waiting for my turn to wrestle. I'm like, they had me going, I think, semi main event against Kraven.
Oh, okay.
So I was already like, I don't know if I can do this, but I did it.
You did do it.
I did the best dive of my career according to Copper Dragon.
Well, then there you go. I mean, and that's all that
So
matters. Looks like we already got Mr. Good Guy CJ Black in here. I enjoy behind the scenes stuff. I like to think that my current vlog helped inspire Jovi to do all his previous vlogs. And would you like to retort to that comment?
it's funny, he actually sent it to me and I'll give him his due. His vlog was pretty good. He might have given me some ideas.
Giving you some
But
ideas. So, what he was doing vlogs before you ever started?
no, I think I started first, but he just showed me one behind the scenes one he did. He's trying to take credit for it.
Oh, okay,
He's like,
okay.
"Oh, this is Jovi's vlog, but it's not Jovi's vlog."
D'Angelo saying hello, hello. What is up,
Hello.
D'Angelo? Another gentleman that I need to have here on the Nemesis sessions, but he's a very busy man. Definitely go check him out. D'Angelo, it's always great to see you. So, Sean, uh, you've gone and you've done a little bit of everything. You've done the RCW. You got the title floating around a little bit.
Mhm.
Been doing stuff in WCE. You even traveled over there to IMF, and you got the IMF stuff going on. Talked about a little bit with your first match, but let's talk about not with the crowd. let's talk about filming your first match in a real wrestling ring, despite who was there or not. First time
Right.
stepping into those ropes in a full match. What was that like for you?
It felt awkward because it was at a wrestling super show outside of Wisconsin. And like I'd never been in a ring, it, and neither did a lot of these people at this show. They were a lot of yarders that were not in ring prepared,
Right.
and they just went because we have a ring, that's cool. But it was very nerve wracking. Like I didn't really know how to hit the ropes barely at all. I knew how to bump, but like not the best,
Yeah.
at the time. Like it was nerve wracking. My matches definitely weren't like good. I wouldn't say they were good by any means.
You're talking about like they weren't five
they
star matches, right?
they were probably like two or
Oh,
less. Who knows? They weren't like just starting out in a ring. It feels awkward.
yep, yep. Got Soldier GP saying Jovi 4 up, 4 down. Now, what does that mean?
So that's the foundation, and
Let's
I don't know if
talk
you want.
about the foundation.
Yes.
So let's talk about the
Okay.
foundation. How did Shawn Jovi get into the foundation? What was that whole process like? What happened and how are you a member of it?
So last summer, I was on a roll, summer of Jovi as I like to call it. I found a new confidence in myself and my wrestling. I had a match with Nicholas Krenzen. I think he might have mentioned the match on your show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't know, he just taught me not to hold back and just freaking go for it. And that's what I was doing. And then all of a sudden I hear about this Soldier GP and how he wants to wrestle me. And at first I ducked him because I didn't really want to look into it. I've done the out of state thing before. I felt comfortable at home, but then I thought about it. I'm like, well, let's see what this is about. So after I won the interstate title from James Marshall, he ended up coming up along with the other IMF guys to WC, George Clyde, and we made a bet a few weeks before that when I went to IMF just to check them out, that it was me and Krenzen versus the Foundation, Omen and Soldier. Me and Krenzen lost because Krenzen backstabbed me and walked away.
I
To
remember
put,
seeing that.
yep, and then Soldier said, "Well, if you want to fight me so bad, if you lose the Three Doors Down match, which is the match I invented, might I add,
Yep, yep, yep.
um, then I have to join the Foundation." So we had the Three Doors Down match at Yards Collide, and I lost.
Man,
So I
definitely
was forced to
interesting.
join.
Good guy CJ Black says definitely no 7 star match. I get it, whatever that
He's the
means.
7-star superstar, he likes to
he
call
he
himself.
calls himself the 7 star. Keep holding on to that little title, buddy. That doesn't mean nothing. IMF Wrestling saying, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So you being since you lost, you had to join the foundation. Okay.
right.
So what does
And that
that mean that you joined the foundation? What is the benefits for you of joining the foundation
Well, the thing is, it was by force, and it's
by
because I
force?
didn't because I lost.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So it was one of those things where I didn't know what to expect because I thought like when I lost the match, I was going to be these guys' sidekick, their little side slave. Luckily, that wasn't the case, and there are actually some pretty cool guys that let me in and treat me as one of their own.
Okay, so they treat you with respect now that you're a
They,
member of them.
yep, they welcomed me with open arms. I embraced it at Winter Clash when Soldier told me to take out Darkfire, much like I did when I joined the Foundation, and I was reluctant to do it.
Uh-huh.
Well, when I took out Darkfire last time, no hesitation, and he's
No
my best
hesitation.
friend.
Really? So why was there no hesitation this time?
Well, that match with Kraven, he was trying to get bribed by Kraven to rig the match because they made him the special guest referee.
Uh-huh.
And even though it didn't work, I still wanted to prove my point and my loyalty to the Foundation. The
So the benefit
Foundation, what was that?
he's saying the benefits of being in the foundation speak for themselves. What are the benefits? I don't understand because a lot of people that are watching won't understand it. Explain to us what are the benefits exactly.
You got a group of guys that
Mhm.
have your back 24/7.
So,
On
like,
top
if you're
of,
getting jumped.
oh yeah, if you're getting jumped, these guys will have your back. The foundations, you get a lot of people can rip them off and say, "Oh yeah, they're like the NWO," but these guys are a family. They've treated me like family ever since I've been in there. And honestly, IMF and them, they're great hosts. They're great individuals, great wrestlers. They've only made me a better wrestler from there too.
Well,
I feel like since joining the foundation, I have gotten better as a wrestler, as a performer, and maybe even better as a person, man.
well, that's good, man. That's really, really good. So you are officially a member. How many members are actually in the foundation?
I think I was the sixth one in.
You were
I
the
think
sixth one.
yeah. The foundation's basically a handpicked group of some of the best talent across the states. I mean, I'm the representative from Wisconsin. You have DKW as the Ohio guys. You have Soldier Omen and Dirty as the Iowa guys. It's like a mix of people handpicked. And that way, if they say, "Oh yeah, the foundation's showing up," you don't know which member's showing up.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
a strategic advantage too.
um, Pardon my camera movement real quick. I'm going to be
Oh,
in
you're
between
good.
doing something real quick, but let's lead up to another question real quick. So that being said, you being a member of the foundation, how does that evolve or involve your existence in WCE and like your rivalry that you got kind of going on with the ruler of the yard himself, Mr. Kraven Rage?
Well, I think a lot of it also is jealousy on Craven's part because I
Really?
remember hearing through the grapevine that he wanted to be in the foundation too.
Really?
Yep, and they picked me over him.
Oh man, interesting.
So they saw the potential in me and they wanted to take me under their wing. That's his loss. That's Craven's loss. But
Soldier says
Craven,
Jason Storm from Michigan, Jay Ellis from Indiana.
okay, those are the ones I was missing. I knew there was a couple more of them. I just too many of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. So okay, so do you have plans of getting this title back from Kraven Rage? And honestly, let's talk about you and Kraven Rage some more. I mean, what is there? Is there hatred in this rivalry, or is it just business?
I think for him, there's hatred. For me, I just want my title back, and I want to move on from this ruler of the yard bull crap and focusing on bigger and better things.
Yeah. Oh dang. Okay.
Because
Uh,
I got a lot of plans this year.
do you?
I got a lot of plans and a couple things I want to introduce to the backyard wrestling scene. I can't really
Really?
go into detail on those yet, but
Oh,
just know I'm working on a little project.
so you're working on a little project for 2024. So we're
Yep.
probably going to be seeing this anytime soon, or is it going to be towards the end of the year?
Hopefully before Summer Bash.
Hopefully before Summer Bash. Okay. What are your goals in 2024?
Well, right now I kind of have a feud in IMF going with the Diamonds in the Rough. I had a shot at the United States title a couple months back and came up short. I would like to accomplish a lot this year. Like this upcoming month, I got Kodak Kid in the Cage, Rage in the Cage, my first cage match.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited for that. I just want to get a lot of firsts off the bucket list this year, whether it's that or any kind of match type. It'd be cool to do a war games or something sometime. Anything really.
Man,
I I like doing the fun stuff. Chaos is my thing.
chaos is your thing. There you go. Yeah. um,
Gotta throw some chaos in there.
so you feel you said a little while ago that since you've gone to IMF the few times that you have, you feel like in a way over your career. Now this is if correct me if I'm wrong. You said over your career, you feel like you've become a better wrestler in itself just by joining IMF.
Right.
So, like, what does that entail? Do y'all have y'all done a lot of training whenever you show up? I mean, do you stay down there for a few days before you come back? You know, walk us through
I
that. Like, what
I
makes you?
have I have stayed I have stayed there and hung out with them and stuff behind the scenes and stuff. But I just learned a lot, like doing the crowd shows. I learned how like those kind of function, and I've learned some stuff in the ring. Like, but I think the thing that really made me better is just the fact it motivated me to be better because
Mhm.
I'm not just wanted by one company that's a backyard company. We got a company that's trying to be the most legit thing possible, and they want me to be a part of it. And
Really?
it's the thing of being wanted when you're not used to being wanted, you know. Like
Yeah.
honestly, all this attention I've gotten through Sportsline and all of it, I never would have expected to have this. It's out of
So
nowhere.
it's new to you in a way, right?
It's new. It's really new. Like, like I mean, I've been trying to be noticed for years, and now all of a sudden being noticed, it's like, oh boy, what did I get myself into? You know?
So my advice to you, because I was like that once before a long time ago, and
Okay.
now I'm kind of in that predicament, or I'm in that spot. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie. Not
Right.
trying to boast in any way, because heaven forbid I make the show about me. But I mean, I'm in that predicament where I'm wanted everywhere that I go, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I admire, I
Yeah.
love it, I respect it, I appreciate it, I really do. Um,
Right.
take that and keep continuing to promote yourself. When you're going on SportsWire, if you're coming on here, you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Yeah.
whatever it is, YouTube, definitely YouTube. I love
Oh yeah.
YouTube.
YouTube's my
Dude,
favorite too.
promote the hell out of yourself. Like you doing the Jovi's vlog, there it is right there. There's one thing you got. You should
Right.
share that stuff across your other social medias. And then when you go out there to perform in any company that you go on, talk about it. Talk about it after you're
Right.
done. One of the biggest things that I do, I don't know if you do it or not. I advise that anybody that watches this that is a wrestler that likes to do it, study yourself. Go back and
Yeah.
don't be afraid to critique yourself or have somebody critique it for you.
Right.
Because one thing that made me better, I'm mostly self taught, and
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
not saying I'm the best, not at all, but every single match I do, I always go back and watch, and I've done that since 1999. That's how long I've been doing it, and it just makes me feel like I'm getting better and better as I evolve and keep going. And I think a guy
Right.
like you said, you went to IMF, but you feel like you're getting better. That right there is a big thing. So
Right. The momentum's turning. The wheels are going.
definitely, definitely, and that's what makes that awesome. So, what's the next big match for Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star? What's some big matches that are coming up that we could get excited to look for, and which ones are you most excited to do?
Well, there's two of them right now. The first one, as I mentioned earlier, me and Kraven for the
Uh-huh.
interstate title, the rematch from when he unjustifiably stole that from me.
Ooh. And by the way, he actually is in here. He said, "You're welcome, Jovi, and be ready for the fight of your life."
Oh, you'll be thanking me. That way you can stop calling my world title a secondary title.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
snap.
the thing I don't like is he calls this the secondary title, which makes him a secondary champ if that's what I'm gathering out of what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's basically calling himself secondary champ. Kind of the wrong way to look at it, buddy.
Well, I mean,
What
if you could deliver some words of wisdom to him, or just give him a warning, what would you say if he was here right now about your upcoming match?
I'd say something really simple like, "Hey Craven, when I held the interstate title, it was the main title. You had irrelevant defenses all year last year. You had Tyler Ark, Drake Silverwolf, all those other Racine rejects. You didn't have a real challenger. I had some amazing challengers in James Marshall, Nicholas Krenzen. I had a few title defenses after I faced Soldier GP. What have you done? Like all he's done is Duck Omen for the past year.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, Omen's been trying to get his hands on Kraven Rage's scrawny little neck. What do you think?
Should have happened already.
Why do you think
Should
it
have happened
hasn't
at
happened?
should have happened at Yards Collide. It was a missed opportunity.
Do you think the ruler of the yard is probably running scared from the boogeyman of the Midwest, or do you think it's more mind games?
I think he's scared, and I know he's scared that he's going to lose to me in an I Quit match in a couple of weeks.
Ooh,
So,
hey,
Kraven tapped out to Kodak Kid's finisher that we've never seen before.
the
You can't.
root.
Yes, when he lost the All Out title, he tapped out. Look back his match with Kodak Kid Fighter Fright Night 2. He tapped out.
Huh, interesting. And I gotta point out this stupid little comment right here. He's been ducking Omen like James ducks me. Now, kid, I ain't ducking you. I just don't want to embarrass you yet. Now, on to other things. So, Mr. Jovi,
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to see this match between you and Kraven Rage because I'm dying to know and dying to see how exactly that's going to entail because you getting better like you are, I don't really see much improvement inside someone like Kraven Rage. No offense, and Kraven, if you're still watching, I apologize, but I'm not trying to steer the pot or nothing, but I'm just calling it like I see it. You know, I saw your little match with the DKW guy recently and off of their channel, that Josh Stone or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And he didn't look too impressive. And Josh Stone, being the young cat that he is, I mean, he was bringing the fight. I'll give him that. And but Jovi, I mean, I could tell you get a lot of inspiration. We all have an inspiration from somebody. Obviously, I'm the Stone Cold knockoff. I get a lot of my inspiration from him and Triple H. You look like you're a guy who gets a lot of inspiration from, I would say, a Bret Hart and a Kevin Owens. You know,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
All
What
right.
what do you believe in your heart of hearts? Do you believe that you are that much better than Craven Rage? Do you really think that he's the ruler of the yard, or do you think you should call yourself the ruler of the yard?
You see, the thing is, the ruler of the art is nothing but ego.
Right.
It's nothing but strict ego. And Shawn Jovi's not about ego. Sean's about respect and honor and being the best I can be each and every day.
Kind of like a you get my respect if I earn your respect, or vice versa, or whatever the case is.
Right.
Especially when
Eh,
you step into those ropes with whoever your opponent is.
Exactly. Exactly. And Craven, of every match we've done, I have not had a single time where he hasn't low blowed me, hasn't done some dirty trick or another. Yeah, honestly, I hope in our match I low blow him 67 times until he cries to his mother and quits. That's what I really want to see happen. But
Oh, oh, oh.
what do
Hey,
you
let's
got?
read it. Let's read it. LOL. Poor little Shawn Jovi. You think it's a I quit match. You don't never know what you signed up for. You going, okay, to see a whole signed, and you just a disappointment that your daddy wishes I blah blah blah. I was reading it word for word, so if it sounded like I didn't know how to
Uh,
talk, I was just reading that. So
nah,
your
nah.
rebuttal.
I,
Your
I
rebuttal.
I wish I had good grammar too, but but no, seriously, Craven, I'm impressed. You said a fourth sentence instead of the three normal ones you usually say, so that's cool. But
Uh,
Craven, honestly, you're nothing but repetition. You're nothing but ego. You're nothing but old news. That all out title reign should have ended after the first year to somebody like Dash Andrews. And it didn't. Heaven forbid, I don't know why it didn't. It was it's just tragic, but the ruler of the yard needs to learn his place. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to save WCE from its ruler, from its tyrant. And who's better to do it than Shawn Jovi, baby?
there you go, and it's going to be an I Quit match. And when are we going to see this match?
I think we're recording it next weekend. So expect it on YouTube the week or so after. Probably
Okay,
by early May at the latest, I
so
would
about
guess.
2 to 3 weeks, we're going to see this
Yeah,
match.
also depending on weather. Wisconsin's the worst place for weather, so depending on when that is and how that goes, it'll be up sooner than later.
I believe Kraven Rage is trying to say, "Well, no one can bring me down
Except for me.
except for."
I mean, let's be fair. Is out of all the wins Craven has, that's great. He has more wins than losses, obviously, but only one person's beaten him twice.
Really? What do you think of that? Well, Mr. Taylor, it's not an I quit match. I
I
thought it
think
was
it's
an I quit match.
that's what I thought. I wonder if he sucked off Mark Packer and came up with another idea.
Oh, well, that's kind of unfair in your aspect because you're preparing for an I Quit match and that being sponsored and not sponsored, but if anything, pitched right here on the Nemesis sessions live and in color on YouTube. Why would we not get an I Quit match, Craven? Is it because you're too afraid to say or mumble the words I quit?
Yeah,
What are you
You
saying?
shouldn't be afraid. He tapped out to Kodak. I mean, there's no shame in saying I quit.
Craven, shut your mouth and move on. Coming from Mr. All
Yeah.
Black. Yeah. What? So, oh, well, I mean, there it is, ladies and germs. I mean, Shawn Jovi going to get in the ring with Kraven Rage in 2 to 3 weeks' time. And this is going to be on WCE, am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
What's the name of the show?
I think we're doing Dead or Alive for it.
Dead or Alive. Huh?
How appropriate
How
for
appropriate.
appropriate for Shawn Jovi to go main event a show that's named after a Bon Jovi song.
Or even a video game, Dead or Alive.
Hey, that's a good series.
That is a good series.
I haven't played it in years. My ex used to love it, but I haven't played it since.
I think the newest one came out a couple of years ago. Is Dead or Alive 6, and you can play that on PS4 or maybe some other ones.
Oh,
But
nice.
badass game nonetheless. You know what I mean? No, it's a match Sean has to fight, and he never been in.
I've never been in an I Quit match, Craven.
Well, anyways, I mean, if I could get Kraven Rage to come on here and y'all just have a little promo battle, what would you think of that?
Here we go again.
No, we won't do that. We won't do that. We won't.
Nah, like
This is
I'm
your
not.
show today, Sean.
Yeah, this is the Jovi show. No spotlight stealing allowed.
No spotlight stealing. See, that's absolutely fine. So, other than Craven Rage, let's get because I like to ask a lot of wrestlers this, and it's just out of
Yeah,
curiosity. Everybody, and this is strictly for only people in the backyard world, not the pro world, indie world, just backyard world.
right.
Does Shawn Jovi have a dream match list of guys that he would like to step into the ring with sometime or another in his career? Is there any dream matches that are on your list of men that are in the backyard circuit or have been that you would like to have a match with one day or would love to have a match with one day? Just
Well,
curious.
I mean, I want to one day be up there with the best of the best in the yard. I have a passion for the yard. Always have, always will. I would like want to face the very best. So people like you, people like CJ Black, people like maybe even Jack Delta if I ever have the experience and willingness to if they're willing to face me, line them up, I'll take them on. If the the stars align, I'd be happy to.
James Taylor blocked my messages because I'm sending heat. What message? I didn't see no message that I was blocking. Are you talking about this? Oh my God. Wow. Way to make the show about you, James, with your comment. I hate to make the show about me. Shake my head. And then he said, joking, joking. Are you talking about that one? If it's not that one, then I don't know, but I'm not blocking any messages, kid. And
I,
don't cry. It's okay. I promise you, you're good. So, nonetheless, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead. Oh no, the one about Craven. What did you say about Craven? What did
what didn't
Craven?
he
Shut
say?
your mouth and move on. That was all that I got.
That wasn't so bad.
I mean, yeah, I mean, literally that weird. Am I right? No, yeah. I mean, then he had his little argument with CJ earlier, but I mean, nonetheless, that was the only comment I saw. I mean, you're more than welcome to say, unless my bots are taking. I got bots on my YouTube channel, so if you're saying something really cruel or mean, then my bots will probably be taking care of that and
Yeah, get
blocking
out of
it.
here.
So, and I apologize about
Oof.
that, Omen. But that's a security thing. I got to protect this channel at all costs. You know what I mean? When you get more
It's
subscribers,
sacred.
more and more, you want to do everything you can and you take care of your stuff. You know, this is my platform, so. But yes, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You talked you said me, and I'm honored. Thank you, and I
Oh
appreciate that.
yeah.
Hey, never say never. Anything can happen. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm going to duck anybody, but I'm not going to accept any matches or anything like that because
Oh yeah.
people
I
seem
wouldn't
to get
expect you to.
people seem to get upset. But as far as like if it was to ever happen, it would be a hell of a match. I think it'd be definitely
Yeah,
great. I'd be honored to step in the ring with you, and that would definitely be fun. You could teach me a thing or two. I could probably teach you a thing or two. Who knows?
you
But
can teach me plenty
nonetheless,
of things. Yeah, I'm excited if it ever happens, man.
and then you name some other people and stuff like that, like CJ Black and the other
Yeah.
one. And but I mean that's awesome. I mean, is there other ones that you're interested in, or are those the main
Are
ones?
we talking past or present or
Past
for
or present?
yarders?
Yeah.
Well, there's a particular rad dad I know named Radley Belmont, who I've been recently reacquainting with. That's part of the top secret plan that I should be mentioning. But him, I would love to face him again. I was in a triple threat match with him at Midwest Extravaganza, and we were both new and green at the time. It'd be cool to see like how we've evolved into 2024. And
Okay.
and a lot of people from my past, I would love to do that because I'm a lot different than I was in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And so are they. So it'd be cool to like see
Kind
rematches or like see how it would be now versus then.
of like your new skill level against their new skill level, and see
Right.
how it would go
Right.
compared
See
to what it used
how
to be like.
right. Exactly.
Boogeyman says, "How about a friendly match, Jovi? Me and you in the future." But I thought
You know
y'all were brothers of the foundation.
you know what it is, man. Well, he knows what it is, my man. I mean, there is brotherhood in the foundation, but there's one other thing. We all love friendly competition. So kind of
That's how
like
you better.
how
Kind
kind of
of like
like
sparring.
yeah, it's like a sparring session. It's like if Combat Club pitted against Blackpool Combat Club or something like that, you know. It's to see who's the better man and get the respect of the other.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen. Craven
man.
says, but Shawn Jovi, I guarantee you that you better be ready because it will be a fight to show you what I can really do because you are different before you have level up.
That is a long running sentence if I've ever seen one. But I'm
Run,
not
run, end
I'm
of
not a grammar
sentences.
Nazi by any means. That is one long run on sentence.
Yeah.
Um, I
Well,
don't know
what
what.
basically what do you think? He's I guess he's trying to kiss your butt a little bit by saying that he can tell that you've leveled up, that you've basically have done better, and he wants to give you a Superman punch in the spirit and whatever else there is.
The whole Roman Reigns works. You know
Yeah.
what it is.
Hey, we all inspired from something. Nonetheless, he's been in
Yeah.
the ring with you. You know what his move set is and what he's
Yep.
capable of, and I'm sure you've got plans for him. You
Oh
know,
yes.
what's one thing that you is it more of a what it sounded like earlier, it's more business to you where it's more personal to him. It seems like he really, really wants to fight you and hurt you, but you just like, I just want to shut him up and take my damn belt back. Is that right?
More or less, Craven and I will always be rivals. There's no changing that. I don't ever see the guy and I ever getting along when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. Just fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's been watching ROEW, we're going to steer off for just a quick second, Joey. This is just kind of
Yeah,
funny.
sure.
But apparently, for making their first ever appearance, Jason Storm's hair has wanted to see if has anyone seen my head. I don't know, but I think Mr. Clean gained some weight from Dunkin' Donuts over the past few weeks, and he's over in ROEW claiming that he runs ROEW. You might want to check there first, Mr. Hare. And then reading Craven shit gives me a headache. And the Boogeyman says it's crazy that Jovi leveled up while Craven has been doing nothing but failing or falling.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
I agree. You see, Craven may have the interstate title. He may have unjustifiably won it from me. But the words he says, whether it's here or on Tom Bryce, guy's burying himself in a hole that he's not going to be able to climb out of one day. You've seen it. I'm relevant. I'm the best. I'm the ruler of the yard. Nothing can take me down. Blah blah blah. It's the same five words jumbled up in different order every single time.
Yeah.
And I know the viewers are sick of it. I know I'm sick of it.
It's like somebody just wants to shut a guy like that up. I've seen a lot of guys like that
Right.
claim
Right.
that they're the
He's
best.
getting that go. He's getting that go away heat at this point.
Yeah, that could be an early warning sign. So Craven, you
And I've
need to
been
take
there.
notes, buddy. You need to take notes. You need to do your homework, and you need to level yourself up, buddy. I mean, I'm just being straight up. Hey, look, we found James Taylor's plushie. Help me, I'm sticky and
What?
confused. So there it is. Hey, that's a new YouTube channel also. So there we go. We could definitely check that one out. He's sticky and confused. Okay, so since we got the trolls out all of a sudden, Jovi, what do you think about that? Them internet trolls, little keyboard warriors that they can't do nothing but hide behind the little keyboards and talk all their trash. What do you think about something like that? I know it's kind of off subject, but in the same
Yeah.
way, it's this social media. We are the social media world. That is what this wrestling stuff can also evolve around. What do you take on guys that or people that like to act that way?
I mean, the best thing you can do is ignore them. You don't want to let them win and get in your head.
Hey man. Hey,
But at the same time, it's like I always have that urge to like push back at the trolls, but not like be angry and make it look like they're winning, but like troll them back if I
yeah,
can.
troll
Like
them back
some,
for sure.
I say, oh, wrestling's fake, blah blah blah. It's not good. I'm like, okay, I want you to step in the ring, take a bump, get up, take another bump, run the ropes, take another bump, and tell me how you feel after.
Yeah. Give them
You know
some
what I
more
mean?
technical term. Oh, I
You
can
know,
take a bump. Okay, give me a front bump. What the fuck's a front bump? I get
Silverwolf can't
that.
even take a bump, so like,
Silverwolf can't take a bump. Okay. Tell me about that. I really like to know. I've been hearing some stuff. I haven't personally talked to Silverwolf. I don't really know Silverwolf. I've
you're
only
not
seen him a
missing
few
much.
times. I heard I'm not missing much, but I've seen him a few handful of times on Sportswire Radio, and some people talk trash on him. What's the deal with Silverwolf?
He's
Your
he's a
personal opinion. Your personal opinion. Shawn Jovi's
yeah,
personal opinion.
yeah. No, he was in WC for a short time. I think the biggest problem with Silverwolf is the guy's in his head. He thinks he's all that because he backyard wrestles. Well, I mean, if you look at the realistic side of reality here, most people would look at a backyard wrestling and say, "Yeah, okay." You're used to it. People shit on the backyard all the time,
Oh yeah.
which
Oh
is
yeah.
something I usually don't tolerate. But this guy just, I don't know how to say it other than like, he just makes us look worse than what backyarders already look. And that's the part that sucks. Like, he's an okay guy. I met him, but it's almost just like he's embarrassing himself and he's embarrassing others by just doing what he's doing. So
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to be nice about it, obviously,
I
in the
know.
nicest way possible.
I don't want to put you on the spot. You
Yeah,
can move
but
on. Go
oh
ahead.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. But like the guy just doesn't get it. It doesn't click. Like you see a guy who's like, "Oh, I could wrestle," but he really can't. Well, some people are made to be fans, and some people are made to be fans and wrestlers at the same time.
Right.
He's kind of on the fan only side of the spectrum.
That's
We,
probably where he needs to stay.
yeah, it's sad but true. Like I have nothing but love for the human being, but not for the wrestler.
Not for the wrestler, and
But
that's understandable.
yeah, but one thing I will say is, yeah, as far as him bumping goes, we spent like almost an entire training session on him on trying to bump. You know how you?
This is on the Silverwolf,
Yep.
and hasn't
And
he claimed that he's been in the backyard world for a long time?
I thought it was skulls. Either way, he has not been there long. And like I said, the guy can't even do a normal back bump. Like, you know how like when you teach people how to bump, you do like the Charlie Brown move the football away thing, to like so that they get their feet out and do the bump.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that, and I turned into a meme because he just went flying.
You
He
gotta
didn't
to show
really
me
land
that.
on his he didn't land on his back. He landed like half on his back and half on his ass. It was bad, but
You're gonna
I
need to
did the
tell me
Charlie
that.
Brown. I did the Charlie Brown football meme to it.
Oh my
I'll have
god.
to I'll have to remember what blog I put it on. I'll have to remember. It was something though.
On a scale from 0 to good guy, how would you rate him?
Not a good.
That's his comment. So
Not a good guy.
not a good guy.
We'll
Not
go
a
with
good guy.
like a -2.
We got my bud right here, Mad Manx. He says, "Rare, have never caught a live one. Good evening, gents." And this is
Welcome.
Mister Cheesy Wheezy from the UK. This guy is really, really good. He's a really good guy. I've been trying to get him on here, but our schedules, they conflict. We got to do what we
Is
got to
that
do.
the tribal cheese guy?
That is the Mr. Tribal Cheese Man himself, the one
Oh,
and
nice.
only.
I've heard
And
about him.
he's a really good guy. He's a big friend of Tom on Sportswire
Hmm.
Radio. So everybody go and check him out, man. Max, glad to have you here. I'm glad that you're checking it out. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit the like button, share with anybody, or listen and watch this later. Nonetheless, thank you for stopping by. And we will be having him on the Nemesis sessions very soon, hopefully, if we can get that scheduling to work right. So let's go ahead. Let's see. He said that. Then Kraven decided. He said, "Jovi, who says the title will be on the line, and who says I have to defend the title? I might not even show up."
That's cool. I won't either. I'm there to take my title, Craven. If you don't show up to defend your title, I'll drive my happy ass back to the pier. It's cool.
Oh man, there it is.
We'll see who wants to put the title on the line.
he,
Then
he said, "Dude, shut up, get the trolls out of here." I have, haha. We just don't cross paths at the right time, but we shall short it out, and yes, we will definitely. Craven, I love that you type the same way you talk, keeping it real. Oh Lord, this guy he's a
he's
trash
such he's
talker.
he's such a good guy.
Okay, we got that taken care of. So, anyways, yeah, just a good guy, but nonetheless, Shawn Jovi is here and talking about things. I know that we're getting ready to wrap this up. I think you said you only had about an hour or whatnot,
Hmm.
but is there anything else that you would like to talk about? You're more than welcome to sponsor anything or plug anything that you would like. Hold on. Craven Ray said, "Remember, Mark Packer works for me."
Kraven Rage runs Mark Packer.
I have no idea what that means. What is it?
Anyway, yes, I would like to promote my stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Taylor.
You're more than welcome, definitely. And I'm gonna get all the plugs that he wants to share with us and everything, and I'll be sure to put his login stuff, not his login stuff, you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
his
yeah.
YouTube channel, I'm gonna put the
The
Jovi's vlog
credentials.
channel, all the good stuff of Mr. Shawn Jovi, so that way you can keep up with the resident rock star and everything that he's doing. I'll put it down in the description below, and everybody can check that out later. But what would you like to plug, Mr. Jovi?
So I got my YouTube for Jovi's vlog. It's got all my matches, everything I've pretty much done from 2007 till now.
Hmm.
If I've done it, it's probably on there. So that one is at Shawn Jovi, and the picture of it is just the Jovi's vlog logo, camera lens with Jovi's vlog on it.
Oh yeah, and we'll
Um,
get all that down here. So.
yeah, if you want to watch me beat the living piss out of Craven, you can go to WC Heat at WC Heat on YouTube
And
as well.
if anybody wants to get directly to that, obviously it'll be in the description, or you can check out
Yep.
the podcast with Kraven Rage. It's in the description there. Just click on WC Heat, and you will be right there on YouTube to check out everything that they have and that they released. So
Right. And I got a website for merch I'm slowly working on, jovismerch.com.
sweet.
Tom bought a t-shirt off of there. I got this new WC Foundation one I
Okay,
just
okay,
released. So,
interesting, nice.
yep.
So we'll definitely check that out. What about your Instagram or
Sean Jovi.
TikTok?
I think it's Sean Jovi Selby for both TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, well, good deal, definitely.
Mm.
Mr. Shawn Jovi, is there any other last comments, words that you would, let's see, he goes negative O. Craven Rage, I don't know if he's speaking in code, but I don't understand a damn thing he's saying. Do you?
No, because in mathematics, zero is neither a positive nor is it a negative number.
Remember, Mark Packer works for me, -0. Okay. I'm sorry, Craven. I really don't. I need you to be a
Math
little more
hurt.
professional if you want to
Math
give
hurts.
yeah.
Math
So
is hard.
Math must be hard for somebody like that. I understand. Hey, I get it. It is what it is. Not knocking him or nothing, but hey, you know what? So when Jacob Collins in his first match is greater than Kraven. Good
Oof.
guy talking his factual trash that he wants to say. So
Yeah.
Kraven learned math from Big Papa Pump. That's pretty good. That
Okay.
is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody doesn't know that little funny thing, that meme, go check out Scott Steiner and math. It's hilarious. Um,
And don't forget to add Kurt Angle into the mix.
Kurt Angle, yeah, Kurt Angle. He's that's a good one for sure. When are we going to see Mr. Shawn Jovi, the IMF Foundation member, in another match as far as IMF is concerned?
May 11th, Rage in the Cage, my first cage match, and it's going to be the rubber match between me and Kodak Kid in WC.
Nice. That's definitely
Yep.
going to be a hell of a tale. You think that match is going to be really really good compared to your match with Craven, or you think the one with Craven is going to be more personal for you?
Craven's probably more personal. Kodak, yes, the rubber match, but I couldn't ask for a more perfect opponent in a steel cage. I know that kid's willing to take some shit, and I'm going to give it to him.
So it's a rubber match that you have one, he has one victory over each
Correct.
other.
Correct. Before WC started, me and Kodak actually met and did a random match in my backyard, just on the ground. That was like one of the first episodes of Jovi's vlog. That's what kind of got me going back. Then season 2, we had a match, and now we're entering season 4, and we're wrestling our third match in the cage at IMF in front of a live crowd, in which I think they deserve to see it.
Nice.
It's a
That's
match I think the people will love, and that I'm going to definitely come out on top of.
well, there you go. Definitely. Craven and Ken Headman have their own foundation, which is granted. Oh, okay, whatever. All right then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Nemesis Sessions, and this is my guest tonight, and it's your resident rock star himself, IMF Foundation member with the awesome light show right behind him, Mr. Shawn freaking Jovi. You can
How'd you
check
do
him out.
that?
Yeah, how did we do that? So there we go. Nonetheless, though, Shawn Jovi is going to be in action over the next couple of weeks, so be sure to check out WC Heat, check out IMF. We're going to put all the plugs down in the description below so you can find where Mr. Shawn Jovi is going to be at here in the next coming months. And Shawn, like always, I really appreciate you and everybody else that comes on here. Hopefully,
Appreciate you,
we can
man.
get. Hopefully, we can definitely get you to come back on here again. Would you be willing to?
Always. Hands down, yes.
Okay.
I had a fun time, Mr. Taylor.
Well, good, good deal. I don't know if this question is for you or if it's for somebody else, but he says, "When are you going to grace us in an IMF ring?"
That's for you, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, because you are May 11th. I don't know. I'm not going to give an answer because I don't have an answer. Would I like to, though? If that was a yes or no question, yes, I would like to step into an IMF ring with you, Mr. Soldier GP, with Omen Black, with Freddie Daniels, with anybody that is part of IMF that is willing or would like to have a match with the Nemesis James Taylor. Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. When it will happen, I don't know. But would I like for it to happen? As long as y'all would like for it to happen, then the answer is yes. So I could hit you with a stunner, and vice versa. Vice versa. And you know what?
I'll
Because
never
I'm going to
hear the
make
end
this.
of the stunner thing.
Yeah, I've got to ask you because we're going to put you on the spot right before we get out. Don't worry about it. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. I don't think you'll hurt soldiers. Have you seen my stunner? You've
I
seen
have.
soldiers. You've seen soldiers.
Oh, I've definitely seen soldiers. I've seen
So,
yours too. And here's the thing. I made a bet with him guessing you were going to ask me this, so go ahead and ask.
well, if you already know where it's going, just give us your opinion on it. You don't have to tell us who's better. Just
Honestly,
describe his stunner versus my stunner,
I
if
like.
you would like to.
I will say I like both stunners. I think you have good impact on yours. He has good impact on his. But let's be fair, James. I'm kind of biased. I'm in the foundation. You know whose it is, my man.
And by all rights, you have every right to feel that way because you
But,
have to be biased. Oh,
but
dot dot dot.
I would like to see you and Soldier find out for yourselves, though. One day, that would be a match I'd like to see.
So then here's my last question for you. If you were to see a match between Soldier GP, your IMF Foundation brother,
Yep.
versus the Nemesis James Taylor, one on one, doesn't
Mhm.
matter win, lose, or draw, the match itself, how do you believe in your heart that match would look? Do you think it'd be great? Do you think it'd be
Oh, I think.
mediocre?
Well, I didn't come up with the proposition because I thought it'd be a bad match. I think it'd be a really good match. You have two guys with very impressive finishers that are the same finisher, just trying to fight and use the better man. It's not even about the finisher; just use the better wrestler at that point.
There you go. I really don't know about being the better wrestler. It'd be more of, can we both tear the house down? And I think,
I
not to
think you
put too much,
guys could.
I think we probably could tear the house down. Win, lose, or draw. At the end of the day, Soldier, I respect you. Uh, I'm not going to give you 100% respect, and I don't expect you to give me 100% respect until we actually step foot in that ring together one on one. Because at the end of that match, you'll know everything you need to know about me to tell in your heart whether you respect me fully or not, and vice versa. But until then, we'll just have to wait. But I really believe we probably could tear the house down, you know? But hey,
Oh yeah.
nonetheless, it's all good. It looks like Kraven is talking a little bit more trash. I really hope your dad shows up to see his real son kick the fake son. And I really hope you. Oh, he's just okay. His
What,
fake son.
dude? I mean, come on, man. John Bon Jovi doesn't know I exist. I'm his illegitimate bastard son. How am I gonna reach out to John Bon Jovi to invite him to my match?
How ironic would it be if you came out to Wanted Dead or Alive?
Be pretty interesting. I
I bet
did a
they did.
cover. I have come out to that before a cover, but I kind
Really?
of just like I like my cover of "I Want It That Way." It just kind of fits my attitude, you know.
Hey, then that's perfect
Like,
because
yeah, that song. Like, a lot of people are saying it's one of the best themes in backyard. So,
hell yeah,
have you heard it?
I have,
"I Want It That Way" by Steel Panther. A
yeah.
lot of people love it. It was, and I found it by accident.
You found about, hey, and if it works for you, then that's all that matters is to keep it and keep using it. Because if you feel that vibe when that music hits and then you
Oh
walk out to
yeah,
the ring, that's all that matters. Because you got to live in that moment.
it
You got to
clicks the
feel.
switch, man. It clicks the
Hey,
switch.
amen. I tell you, the way it works for me, my music hits. I don't know if you've heard my song or not, but when my music hits, I'm behind the curtain, right? And
Mhm.
this is a little fun fact. I'm nervous as shit. I feel
Right.
like I'm going to stink the joint out. I feel like I'm going to ruin everything. But as soon as I flap that curtain open and I go through, I instant like 180. I'm
Yup.
like, I'm in full character mode and I feel invincible.
Same.
It's
Same. And
crazy.
that song makes you feel that too. Especially when you got the crowd going nuts because it's Backstreet Boys, but in a metal cover.
Yeah. And metal covers are badass.
They
So
are. They really are.
I know we've tried to end this 3 or 4 times. Let's go ahead and do it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Taft Taylor. I am the host of the Nemesis Sessions. This is my show, and I'm proudly admit that. And this is my guest tonight, a really great guest at that. And I'm glad that you didn't bore the shit out of me because you're really entertaining yourself, Mr. Resident Rockstar Shawn Jovi. Ladies and gentlemen, go check this man out. Follow everything he's doing. Go check out the IMF. Go check out WCE Heat. And until next time, we will see you in the next video. And that is